been thinking about a while, which is that it's really easy to say accessibility is easy. And because you want to get people on board, say just put just use a link, just use a button, just put an alt tag on an image, and all of those are easy. But the thing is, I work at Microsoft, and we have a lot of products where you can't just put an alt tag on an image. And we tell developers, it's easy, just do it, please just do it. And that works a little bit, but then as soon as you hit something a little harder, it's easy to get frustrated and be like, you said this was easy, this isn't easy. So I want to tell a little saga about tooltips as an example of why it isn't easy, because tooltips, not everyone works at Microsoft or labs, so tooltips happen a lot. I'm not going to say anyone here makes them, they just happen. Not if you have a UI and something, there's a tooltip on it, you don't know what happened, you're trying to make it accessible. So this happens to me. There are UIs and suddenly there are tooltips, and then I have to tell people how to make them accessible. So I kind of started diving into this. And there's this new WCAG 2.1 criterion that content on hover or focus has to be dismissible, persistent, and hoverable. And those are all good things. Somebody who uses zoom text and a magnifier should be able to move their pointer over the tooltip and read the tooltip and have their view centered on the tooltip without the tooltip going away. And somebody who doesn't want the tooltip should be able to dismiss it without moving focus and moving the pointer. And this is all good. The problem is, the intent is good, but there's all these side effects as soon as you start implementing this and testing this. So here's a couple of them. The recommendation for doing this is to close a tooltip on escape for both focus and hover. The thing is, I was testing a tooltip on a modal. I wasn't actually testing, I was trying to fill out an expense report. I was trying to dismiss content on hover or focus in a modal, and I hit escape because muscle memory, because I test things. And the modal went away, and all of my previous form field data was lost, and I had to do it over again. It's fine, I'm fine. I'm not really the person impacted here. But the point is, the developer who made that didn't test their stuff in context, and the thing they should have done is always prevent default on escape. Please always not prevent default, stop propagation on escape, so when you build your reusable components and they're put in modals, they don't close the modal. This was a pretty simple example. They could have done that, it would have fixed it, it would have been fine. But the thing is, if you use pointer hover, focus can be anywhere. So say you hover over a tooltip in the modal, and you want to dismiss it, so you hit escape, then the modal goes away. Well, you could say, oh, just put a listener on the modal, just put a listener on body, and close tooltips. Now, what about somebody who's using a screen reader? Somebody who's actually blind or very, very low vision, doesn't know where their pointer is on the screen, and is using a screen reader. Now, their pointer could be anywhere. Their pointer could be over something with a tooltip, but they're working somewhere else, and they want to close the modal, and they hit escape. The modal doesn't close. What do you do then? Additionally, even without the pointer versus focus thing, say you have a tooltip that opens on focus, and you want to close the tooltip, you implement escape, as you do, but you're using a screen reader. Am I out of time already?
No.
Tooltips often aren't exposed as tooltips as screen readers, right? They're exposed as hint text, or ARIA described by title, whatever, hint text. So if you're using a screen reader, you don't know if your hint text is a tooltip or is just text on the page. So you hit escape, modal doesn't close. What's up? It's fun, right? So literally, how do you dismiss a tooltip? What do? Do you make up a keyboard interaction? Shift F11? I don't know. See, and F11 doesn't even work because those new MacBooks don't have function keys anymore. You can't use single character keys as a shortcut because there's a new criterion about that. You don't want to do too many keys because that's another accessibility issue or usability issue. If you're in something like Visual Studio, which is one of our products, we literally every single ergonomic shortcut key that you could use is taken. This is a problem. And if you're wondering, you think WCAG doesn't apply to Visual Studio, well, guess what? There's a new EN law that makes WCAG apply to Visual Studio, which is another fun area where accessibility is easy. So I think I'm getting close to 5 minutes. Liz has a question. Take the mic so you're audible.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Sorry.
1.5 siders deep. Being small is a cheap date. Anyway,
Is that a question?
Should we, as UX designers, use tooltips or not? Or should we just avoid tooltips or what? That's what I want to know.
Burn them to the ground.
Yes!
Yes.
All right.
Yes, please. Make hashtag death to tooltips trend. Make me happy. Very specific goal that will make me happy. But so that's pretty much it. If there's any 2 things you get out of this, 1, don't use tooltips. 2, even something as simple as and ubiquitous as a tooltip isn't easy. And when you get into like toolbars and like tree grids and all of that, value your own expertise. Don't tell people it's easy, tell them to put in the work. And that's it.